music no one can ever refuse it. Pulsating, vibrating, reggae, reggae, reggae. Very sky, rock, steady, mental, a quadrillion.
Listeners and viewers of the Real Stuff podcast. An afternoon wherever you are today. So we have today with us the Jamaica United Alliance, a political group that has come together in Jamaica and want to do some good works. And we have with us several members. And with us on the Real Stuff podcast is also Flavius, our co-host. So today I just asked Edgar to just introduce his members and give a little perspective on what is happening and who Edgar is, since you are the first person here, so.
All right. Good morning from Jamaica to all the listeners within the diaspora and to your reach. Thank you so much for the invite. My name is Marvin Edgar. I am what they call now the Little Fire. I am a proud member. I'm one of the founding members of Up Jamaica. Of course, we were birthed out of what UIC, most persons don't know, United Independence Congress. Most of us who were a part of the National Executive Council, we left because we can't be fighting for good governance. And in our very own movement, we saw where the leadership that was there was pushing more to be a narcissist than anything. And we saw where that was going to be conflict of interest, and there were a lot of other factors that I wish not to talk about right now, but it was enough to have basically dissolved the National Executive Council, and we,
You're being muted. Yeah, please unmute Marvin. Edgar.
of a political party, but we realized that we needed to have had a political arm attached to that. So it is a movement with a political arm, and the political arm of it now is what is united with the Jamaica Unity Alliance. So the Jamaica Unity Alliance is comprised of five or four minor parties, we would call it, and another movement. So we have the Jamaica Political Movement, which is JPM. We have the National Democratic Movement, which is NDM. We have the Marxist Political Party, and we have Tankor. And I'm not sure if I'm leaving out any, and Up Jamaica. So that comprises the five of us who have merged our strengths. We realized that several stuff that we share in our different groups, we basically have similarities, and that was more than enough to set the ball rolling. And we realize that Jamaica has lacked good governance for decades now. And the people are sick and tired of empty promises of roads and water. Roads and water, the only thing that these government officials can come with on their manifesto to offer the Jamaican people, and a bag of lies. We've seen that they have been given the mantle time and time again and haven't done anything with it. And the Jamaica within the diaspora, a number of persons wants to come home and can't come home because the crime is not easing up. We realize that the corruption has gotten worse, if not by far the worst in the Western Hemisphere. And we cannot sit by and watch our beautiful country die of these cruel colonial bastards, for want of a better word. And I hope I'm not using any word too strong for your platform. But we're frustrated, and the Jamaica Unity Alliance have formed this wonderful group of men and women who are sick and tired of being sick and tired. So we're looking forward to get a constitutional change. So we're pushing for a constitutional change and not for the constitutional reform that they have. And Howard and Heru and I believe Peter should be joining us soon. Could elaborate more on that. But that's the essence of who we are and what we're about.
Yeah, they are here. So I'll ask Howard to say something, or Peter.
Yes, good morning. If I may,
Morning.
Howard, you want to go ahead, Howard? Yes, morning. This is Peter Townsend. So, Marvin is correct in terms of the thinking. Good morning to you and your listeners and viewers. So, the alliance is a coming together of various local organizations, 4 political parties and a trade union. We are rallying around a framework of constitutional change. We believe that our problem is systemic. We have the Westminster model of government that relies a lot on conventions, strong conventions in the UK and other countries, which enables it to work efficiently in those jurisdictions. But unfortunately here, we have discovered that we can't leave it up to the we cannot leave reasonableness up to unreasonable people, and so we have to change the framework under which our governance structure is based, so that we have a strict system. We are proposing certain constitutional changes in terms of the system of governance, so that the people, real power will belong to the people where it should be, and is only held in trust by our political leaders. And we believe that we should stick with what is the international best practice of good governance, which is built around strict separation of powers, where the executive arm operates separate and independent of the judiciary, and the legislature, especially the legislature, which needs to be independent to be that check and balance over the executive arm. Under the Westminster model, which we now have, they are in a massive gray area, because they are totally overlapped, where the prime minister is a part of he's the head of the executive, and he's also a strong member of the legislature, and so are the members of his cabinet. And so we believe that if we don't change that, we could talk until we turn purple or blue in the face. We are not going to get governance any better.
Yeah, so Peter.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. So you are Peter.
Yes, I'm Peter Townsend.
Okay, so where's Howard? Howard, would you like to say something?
Well, I can continue. If Howard is not picking up, I can continue, if you don't mind, if I may.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, and
okay.
So those changes are, for example, we believe that instead of the people elect their members of parliament, and then because they elect MPs, those MPs now get into a conflict of interest situation where they know they're part of the executive, they're part of the cabinet, and the party with the majority seats appoints a prime minister. So we have an appointed prime minister who is a political head of state, who turns around and appoints a governor general who represents the royal family, the monarchy, which the PNP and JLP have agreed that need to change, but they want to have a ceremonial local president that's appointed by the prime minister and rubber stamped by the parliament, which comprises members of parliament and the Senate. And incidentally, the Senate is also comprised of appointees, 13 of which are appointed by the prime minister and 8 by the leader of the opposition. Our proposal is for all of that Dolly House to be mashed up, and instead to give real power to the people and to have proper check and balance. So under our proposed change, the people elect a prime minister or president on a separate ballot from the ballot that they elect their members of parliament on. And senators who are the final arbiters of laws in the country, should not be appointed anymore, but they should be also directly elected by the people. So that is a major change up from what they are proposing, that we are proposing. So you would be able to vote down ballot for the prime minister or president, the member of parliament or your congressman, and your senator. And we also believe that there should be some rules where MPs must live in their constituencies, and also that members of the diaspora should also have the right, once they maintain their Jamaican citizenship, that is to say, they have a Jamaican passport, they could go to any Jamaican embassy, high commission in the country in which they reside, to vote for the president of Jamaica. They will not be able to vote for a member of parliament or a senator unless they are registered to vote in Jamaica under the voters list in a constituency or in a parish, because the members of parliament are elected on a constituency basis, and the senators will be elected on a parish-wide basis. And so you'd have to be registered to vote in a constituency and a parish to be able to vote for those two office holders. But you could vote for the head of state of Jamaica by virtue of the fact that you're a citizen of Jamaica and you maintain a Jamaican passport, which you would use to go to the Jamaican embassy in your diaspora, in the country of residence, to vote in our elections. We also and the change we are recommending is fixed election dates, so that it's not left to the mercy of the prime minister to call election when they feel like, and also that there'll be term limits of 2 terms per prime ministers. So those are pretty much the main changes that we are proposing to the constitution in terms of the political framework for governance.
Yes. So tell me something now. So have you organized people to join you in this endeavor?
So that is what we are now doing. So we had the launch roughly a month ago of this alliance, and we are now organizing a series of parish meetings where we're going to take the message to the people, because later in this year, between now and December, there's going to be a referendum where the government has promised to put it to the people the choice of moving from the British monarchy and to becoming a republic. So we are now advocating for that referendum to be more than simply the people choosing to move from British monarchy to a republic. We believe that there's no point in moving from the Westminster model to a republic if we're going to still maintain the very same Westminster system under a different heading. So our campaign across the island over the next few months will be to get the people to demand that that ballot at the referendum be twofold. One, to choose between keeping the monarchy and a republic, and moving to a republic, and if yes, republic, then for them to choose to have an executive president rather than maintain the Westminster model. And we have discovered that we're on the right side of history and the side of the people, because an opinion poll done by the leading polling company in Jamaica, opinion poll pollster in Jamaica, Don Anderson, Marketing Research Limited, has shown that 79% of the people like our proposal. And so, but we now need to translate that support into ballot and to show the people the distinction between just merely moving from a monarchy to a republic, and having a republic where there is actually real good governance and a structural government that will ensure that we can be a more peaceful and prosperous country by creating one where there's better